going on, guys? Welcome to my new channel. I dove heavily into the drone game. So I figured I would show you some of the mistakes I made, some of the things I've learned, and maybe help you on your process if you're looking to get into this hobby. I really do enjoy it. It's a blast. And what I'm holding here is my new drone. It's an FPV drone, which will embrace these goggles for the first time. What I have here is the Nazgul Evoque 6S HD V2 from iFlight. I started with the Mini 3 Pro. So I'll explain some quick little differences as well as what you're gonna need to get into the FPV game. Some of the things they may tell you, some of the things they may not tell you. And yeah, pretty much just share my learning experience. I'm new to this, I'm not good at this. I like cars and motorcycles. This is just an extra hobby of mine, so if you wanna learn from my mistakes, give me a follow. All right, so before we dive into this one, I wanna show you this one. So this is the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I paired it with the RC controller. I'm just gonna start out, I recommend heavily the RC controller. It is an extra cost, but not having to fumble with a cell phone on top and connecting that and getting text messages or phone calls while you're flying, this makes it very simple. It just, if I went back, I would make this purchase 100 times over again. I also highly recommend this charging brick. It allows you to charge all 3 batteries at once. It does them in sequence versus of which needs more charge than the other, and then it escalates onto the other one. If you don't have this, you will only be able to charge 1 battery at a time while it's installed in your drone. So definitely look into this if you'd like to charge all 3 at once, or however many you have. I do really enjoy this drone. I'm still going to use this drone. I should clarify, even though I am diving into the FPV side of this hobby, this Mini 3 Pro has been great. It's great for cinematic shots. It hovers. It's very easy to fly. If you're a first timer, I think you could pick this up with full confidence that you'd be able to fly it, have some fun, and get the shots that you want. The gimbal rotates so you can actually take landscape or portrait at the same time. So if you're looking to make reels, shorts, or TikToks, it's good for that. But yeah, this has really blown me away with its quality. I'm going to continue to use it. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, it's just gonna be an extra side of things. This new drone is just gonna do some things that this one can't. But I do believe there is a place for both of them. So I think they refer to these now as quadcopters. I keep calling them drones. That's just what I like to call them. But this here is the Evoque. And it seems like very nice quality. I mean, compared to the Mini 3 Pro, I know this is not a fair comparison, but very similar size, but this has a lot more weight and rigidity to it. It looks and feels pretty durable, which I think is good because I'm pretty sure the FPV drones are, it's inevitable that you're gonna crash them. So I'm hoping this holds up. They do have some labels on here, which is nice for first timers here, so it seems pretty foolproof, but I'm sure I can find a way to mess that up. The first thing I'll do here that I don't think I'll need any instruction for is maybe just screw these antennas on. I really like the quality of this. This just feels and looks very, very nice. The 3D printed GoPro protector, maybe not so much, but I guess something's better than nothing. All right, first thing that we should get into is the batteries. So what I learned very quickly was it's not as simple as just plugging it in and charging it. So I opted for this. I purchased on Amazon. I'll leave links for everything that I purchased here. Here's a little proof I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. I have 4 different types of batteries here. So I'm not sure what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. I'm just gonna give it a try and we'll see what happens. I did watch a quick YouTube tutorial on how to charge. I kind of have that down. It's pretty much specific to the amps, and there's a video on there. I'm not going to get into it. It's a whole separate thing, but I do advise you to learn how to charge the batteries. Believe it or not, it's worth learning how to charge the batteries. They are a little volatile. I think explosions may occur, so do it at your own risk. You didn't learn it from me. The other thing I should mention is the controller or the radio. There are going to be certain controllers that work with certain receivers. Again, you're going to have to do the research and figure it out. I went with the DJI stuff just to hope that it all meshes well together. So I have the DJI O3 receiver in here, as well as the DJI V2 goggles. These are not the newest goggles. I did save a couple bucks by going with the older version. They were still brand new. So I think these will be just fine. And like I said, I went with the DJI remote controller as well, or the radio if you wanted to refer to it as such. The last thing I want to mention very quickly is, so I have Apple products. This is a new laptop here. This is a Windows-based laptop. I needed something to go on the road for traveling and editing while I'm on the road. So I could justify another purchase that way, but the assistant, the DJI assistant that you need to update the goggles, the controller, and the quad itself. Now I haven't tried the quad on my Mac, that might work, but the DJI stuff would not recognize on my MacBook. I know there are some fixes out there. I tried a couple things. I ended up getting a little frustrated with it. Like I said, I needed a new laptop purchase anyway from while I'm on the road, so I decided to go Windows-based using the DJI Consumer 2 app assistant. I had no problems. I was able to plug it in, it recognized both. I updated them. All I was trying to do was update my goggles, and it took me 3 or 4 days to figure out how to update my goggles. So it's not always just as simple as a plug and play like they like to promote. There is some very good information out there. If anybody needs help, I can answer some questions. But buying a Windows-based computer 100% solved my problem. So yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna build this copter. I'm gonna update it. I don't know if I'll really show much of that. I'm just gonna plug it into the assistant. I might need Betaflight, but I'll get into that in a minute if I do. And yeah, I'll check back with you in a minute. Okay, so that was a success. So I believe it is updated to the current firmware. Yeah, that looks good. Next on the list will be pairing the quad with the goggles and the RC. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to attempt to bind the goggles with the quadcopter. So I got like a little toothpick thing here. There is a small bind button. I believe it's this one right here underneath the power supply. So it's beeping, indicating that it's searching. And then this one here had a label on it prior to, so I know where it is, but there'll be a label that shows you where the bind button is. We're back. It's been well over an hour. I came into an issue binding the goggles to the new quad. The issue was I needed the third app now for this computer, the DJI Assistant 2 FPV series. So download that. Then you have to put these goggles in FPV mode. I can finally see in the goggles for the first time, which is, yeah, this is interesting. Next step, I have to put the propellers on, do a little shakedown, and I might go crash it for the first time. I believe it's 8mm. It is. So I'm just going to tighten it down. To where it's flush with the propeller a little more. All right, here she is, complete. We are gonna go on our first voyage here. Not sure how it's gonna go. We shall see. But I think I'm just gonna go for it. Not sure if you'll be able to see that, but we do have image in the goggles. So that's a good sign. I think I forgot one of the GoPro mounts, so we're gonna fly this one without the GoPro. Maiden voyage, no GoPro, probably not a bad idea anyway. Get an idea for it without the weight, and then add the weight. So we shall see how this goes. Let's make sure we still got visual. All right, we are good to go. I'm not sure how to, because I know this works. All right, that's what we're doing. We are flying. I don't know how to land this thing. Maybe we should practice that first. That's me. All right, maiden voyage. Oh God, I'm about to hit myself. All right, a little rough. A little rough, but I think she's in one piece. All right, she's alive. Let's send that again. Now that we kind of know what we're doing. So here's test one with the GoPro mount. I'm about 99.8% sure we're gonna lose that GoPro, so.
Look.